promise me a brain.
Just eat it.
And a foot. Really? The stinkiest thing closest to the anus on a human. I suppose it's good. It's good meat. Hey there, Living. Zombie Chick is back with a brand new review. Aren't you excited? Now, as this is one of my first reviews, I'd like to add the disclaimer again that there are definite spoilers. So really, if you have any desire whatsoever to watch these films, you may want to watch them before you watch me devour them, as it can get pretty gruesome. So without further ado, this time on Zombie Chick is John Saxon's 1987 directorial debut, Zombie Death House, Jazz Hands. Now, those of you that don't recognize the name John Saxon, he's actually this guy. That's right, that guy. The guy that you constantly see in parts, but they're usually not enough to make an impression. John Saxon was in some great movies. I mean, A Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and maybe the not so great 3, where he played Lieutenant Thompson, Nancy's dad. He was in Enter the Dragon with the great Bruce Lee. Yum. From Dusk Till Dawn. And yeah, even Mitchell.
Guys, wasn't John Saxon in this movie? Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait. Maybe not Mitchell. And then John decides to take his years of experience in the movie industry to give us the entertainingly piece of crap that is Zombie Death House, Jazz Hands. Now let's just be glad that this is John Saxon's only attempt at directing. The movie is about an ex-military man, Derek, who gets a job as a driver for the local mob boss, Vic Moretti. Moretti's young, hot girlfriend and Derek start messing around, and go figure, Moretti finds out about it and sets Derek up. Derek goes to jail on death row for the murder of the young, hot girlfriend, where he finds that the gay, younger Moretti brother runs the shots on the inside. Derek vows to get revenge. Wait, no. That can't be right, because there's got to be something about zombies. Okay, all right. This movie is about a military man, Colonel Burgess, played by John Saxon, who is somehow directing pharmaceutical experimentation and is able to get the experimental drugs into the prison to test on the inmates as behavior modification. A live strand is eventually developed and tested on some of the death row inmates, and the first zombie is born. I think that's what it's about, plus that other stuff. Hell, you know, even the guy that writes the movie synopsis for Netflix wasn't clear what it was about, saying a psycho doctor uses prisoners serving life sentences as guinea pigs to test the effects of a dangerous virus he invented. Throughout a lot of this movie, I was asking the television, what in Sam Hill is going on here, and what did he do that for? But really, the lack of cohesiveness is what brings the entertainment value to this movie. The movie starts off with our hero, Derek Keeler, played by Physique magazine model Dennis Cole, driving around in his car while there's a quintessential 80s internal monologue going on. We learn that he was just hired by the local mob boss, Vic Moretti, as his driver. Now, apparently, Derek has recently been released from the army as we watch flashbacks of Vietnam. Now, I believe that they're trying to develop character by showing us this, but it all just ends up being white noise that adds to the confusion of the film. The movie continues to try to build Derek's character by showing us that Moretti's men want him to drive the car to a deal. And Derek stays in the car as just the driver. Why the men are inspecting the jewels at night?
Hey, you guys are late.
Yeah, what else? Look, what do you got?
What you got for us, Mike? Jewels. Good stuff, eh?
Not bad.
Not bad, eh? That's the best.
What do you want for this anyway?
Whatever. One of them realizes it's a setup. But by whom? One may assume that it's the other group trying to get the upper hand on Moretti's boys. But when we watch carefully, we see that both Moretti's guys and the other guys are running around and down on the ground with guns turned on them. Do we assume it's the police? I mean, no badges are being flashed and we don't hear sirens until most everyone is dead. And to add to the confusion of this scene, we see Derek, who just wants to be the driver, run in and start killing people with the added joys of Nam flashbacks sprinkled in. It doesn't seem to matter who Derek kills as he turns the gun on even Moretti's guys, basically telling them, I'm out. If you didn't want any trouble, which you're trying to convince the audience of by constantly stating that you only want to be the driver, why did you get out of the car and start killing people in the first place instead of just driving off? I mean, either way, you probably would have painted a big, large bullseye on your back for Moretti, but it would have helped in convincing us, the audience, that you're a good guy. Anyway, Moretti puts a watch on Derek and finds out that his chick was having an affair with Derek. Moretti kills his girlfriend and frames Derek for the murder, and Derek is carted off to death row.
This court sentences you to confinement at Townsend State Penitentiary, where you will await execution by the electric chair.
Kill her, I'm telling you. You let Vic Moretti buy this convention. You let him buy all of you. Vic Moretti!
Nice jumpsuit. Does that come in a women's medium, by the way? In jail, we meet an array of ridiculous characters and see just absurd things going on. We learn that Franco Moretti, Vic's baby brother, is in jail and has the run of the roost. 1, he and his men are just wandering around wherever they please. Two, the way head guard Raker allows Frankie to speak to him.
Hey, pretty boy, you forget my cut from the East Wing?
Hey, fuck. What gives you the right to call my shot? Pretty boy.
What are we on the rag today?
I want you should apologize. Capiche?
All right, I'm sorry.
Hey, on the outside, you answer to my brother Vic. Inside.
And 3, Frankie has a cell like no other. In what jail are you allowed all of that? We meet Warden Hagen and his family during the Christmas service, which is a hilarious scene. But apparently Warden Hagen does not care much for the safety of his family, as his son is allowed to ride his skateboard freely around the prison.
Presents for you when we get home.
You do, huh?
Where have you been? Come on, we'll leave.
What?
Warden, could you come down to the lab immediately? We need your presence.
Now?
Yes, right now there's something very urgent going on that you should see.
I'll be right down.
Yeah, the same prison that the inmates are allowed to roam freely in. Way to be an upstanding dad and warden. That's one to grow on. Colonel Burgess is introduced, and I'm not very clear what his role is supposed to be. I mean, I know he's the antagonist of the film, but dude, really, what are you? What's your catch? You're CIA, so why are you so cozy with Moretti? You have way too much control over the prison with the warden oblivious to it all. Whatever. And when all the shenanigans start happening, we see some character building as Derek takes the leadership position and keeps Frankie Moretti locked safely away as revenge. All these inmates that are now following Derek's orders used to follow Frankie's. You know, the one with the big brother that's a mob boss, the one who can have his big brother take care of them if they ever get out of jail. Yeah, I know, it makes perfect sense. Derek is so bent on revenge, even in light of all that is happening, that he gets the inmates to follow him to make demands. I think this would be a very good time to say that Colonel Burgess had the prison shut down. No one in, no one out. Not even the warden and his family, or his old doctor/reporter Flame. Colonel Burgess has absolutely no regard for anyone's life. It's very clear. It's not like the inmates took the prison over by force. A virus has been tested on them by Colonel Burgess, and they've been left to fend for themselves while observation happens. So why do they feel that they are entitled to demands? Anyway, as part of Derek's demands, he asked for Moretti to be allowed into the prison. And then we see Colonel Burgess on his way talking with Moretti and actually gets him into the prison. Now, of course, he's not told of the virus, but of course he realizes what's happening, and he takes the warden's family hostage. Hostage? Do people think about their situation in this movie? In this situation, you don't have the right or need to make demands or take hostages. This movie makes me want to cry.
Don't shoot, or the kid gets it.
Please, look. That's my wife. It's my kid. Leave him alone. I'm the warden. I'm more valuable to you. Please.
Anyway, Moretti and the warden find their way to a boarded up tunnel.
Hey, Franco, what's the matter with you? Franco, wake up.
Moretti?
Franco!
Moretti, I gotta stop a minute. I gotta go check on my wife and my kids. I'll be right back, I promise.
You're not going anywhere until you dig through that fucking wall.
Why don't you try it yourself? Are you afraid of messing your goddamn manager up?
Where the warden has a clear shot of taking Moretti out, and instead waits until Moretti has the upper hand before trying anything and dies doing it. Meanwhile, Derek has discovered the antidote. Yeah, Derek, not the hot doctor/journalist that developed the original virus with Colonel Burgess, but Derek. And we see a few peeps take the antidote and head for the tunnel, which apparently is through a tight little hallway with a whole bunch of zombies.
This is the only way to the basement. You can't go through there.
I'm afraid we have to. All right, hold on. Everyone stay close. Stay as far against the walls as you can. Okay?
And why couldn't Derek just let the kids and Chick just walk down the stairs themselves? Really, who is that helping by you laying across the stairs and making them walk over top of you? To make a much too long story short, Moretti ends up being killed by his little brother, who he tried to escape with. Derek, the warden's kids, and hot doctor/journalist escape through the tunnel with a whole bunch of zombies at their tails, and Colonel Burgess gets ready to blow up the tunnel in prison. Colonel Burgess gets attacked by the zombies and frantically reaches for the trigger. While our hero and company escape just in time to drive off into the sunset together. Yep, really. Man, a highly unorganized movie makes for a not so fun to write review. Sorry for the almost play-by-play review, but really, I just had no idea of a better way to do this. This movie was so assed up. John Saxon's 1987 directorial debut, Zombie Death House, is oddly enough very likable and capable of keeping one's attention. Now, true, there are a lot of times in which you're wondering what's going on and laughing at the sheer stupidity of it all, but there are some very good ideas in there that just didn't get the love and nurture they needed to make a good grade A zombie movie. This movie is worth at least one watch, and hell, if I found it in a $1.99 bin somewhere, I might just pick it up for my movie collection just to have. I mean, you never know when you need a good zombie laugh. If you have anything of interest to say, write me at zombiechickreviews@gmail.com. That's reviews with an S. Or become a member of the Zombie Chick Facebook page. You can even check out www.ladoffproductions.com to view our other projects and even purchase some swag. Now remember, as long as I'm doing this, I don't have to go hunting for my brains or stinky feet. I'm a domesticated sweet little zombie that gets fed. But if I'm no longer supported, then I'm back on your streets, hunting your brains. Little thought for you. I'm Zombie Chick, so until next time, I'll see ya.